What's up, all? Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Awesome day today. So we're actually going to be pricing and picking a market, and we're giving it away. So I actually brought somebody in today. We're going to be giving him that list as soon as we're done. So I'm pretty excited for this. We're going to pick a market, go through Land Insights, and go ahead and pick it. If you guys don't know Land Insights, let me show you real quick. Boom. This is Land Insights. So this is how we pick our markets right here. We hop on here. So if you guys want to get started, you're going to go ahead and hit this get started button, and you're going to get. You can watch this. You can see the full demo right here. Shows you the whole breakdown.
Welcome to Land Insights.
How to pick markets and everything like that. It's freaking awesome. It saves us so much time, money, and everything like that. This thing is awesome. Now, there's only 5 seats left for this. So if you guys wanted to get on, definitely get into the wait list now, because pretty soon it's going to be full.
Welcome to Land Insights.
And, yeah, we're really excited because version V1, I think they're calling it, V1 is coming out. And at that point, we're going to be able to price markets and everything like that through there as well. Pretty sick, actually. So definitely check this out. I'm going to drop this in the comments. And also, when you sign up for that, you're going to get a can we ask questions? Yeah, of course. We'll ask questions. So if you sign up for that, you're going to get this as well. Let me just hop into Leah, show you this. Right here, 7-figure market selection secrets. So you're going to go ahead and get this. This is a quick modules you get to watch. Talks about what all this stuff is, what sell-through rates are, analyzing volume, how to basically utilize the system in the right way. You'll get this for free just by signing up for the wait list. So excited to see you guys in there. All right, so let's do this. Josh, welcome, Josh.
Hello.
All right, so Josh, we're going to pick a market, then we're going to go ahead and price a market, and then I'm going to go ahead and send you that list. So let's start with this. So tell me a little bit about what you got going on now. What kind of marketing are you looking to do? All that kind of stuff.
So I am pretty new to this space within the last 4 or 5 weeks. I've sent out a couple mailers actually before I joined Leah. Sent out a few mailers to a couple counties in Texas because I'm in Austin right now. And then I run into some issues with it being a non-disclosure state, and of course trying to learn the game and comping and everything is a little bit more difficult there. So sent some other mailers to Western North Carolina, a few counties out there. I'm not sure that's the best market to kind of start in either because of the topography and it's not always homogeneous pricing and everything like that. So the next state that I'm really looking at picking a market in is Wisconsin and Arkansas.
Okay.
And both of those because I have family ties there and kind of have a little bit more of a connection to the market.
Sure. Okay. I like that. Now, one thing we talked about, and I would suggest, is Wisconsin is probably not the best market to be doing right now in the winter.
In winter, yeah. That's why I kind of went further down the list, yeah.
Right. Arkansas is good. Now, how do you plan? What's your funding methods going to be? Self-funding? Are you using Leah Capital? What's your
I'll be using Leah Capital to start.
Okay, perfect. Good to know because depending on the deals too. Now, what's your average spread? Are you looking to make 50,000, 100,000? What are you looking to make?
I mean, anything above 15 is kind of my, what I'd like to use as my qualifier. But I mean, as I get going, I'd love to be up closer. I heard you mention the other day, you don't take anything less than 30. I think it was you. I can't remember if it was you or Rylan. But yeah, I'd love to kind of work my way up to where I'm looking at, 20 to 30K spreads, but I'd be totally fine with 15 because as I'm getting started looking for my first few deals.
Okay, sweet. So let's do this. Now, you like, let's see. Cool. Should be better. I just hear some background noise by you, so I'm just reducing.
Yeah, I'm at a coffee shop. Is it too loud?
No, it's fine. tried to reduce it. If you can on your computer, just hit the settings and just hit reduce background noise, and it'll be a little bit better. All right, so what we're going to look at, let's look at Arkansas. Arkansas is actually a really good market. Arkansas. So we're going to go into, this is Land Insights, guys. We're basically looking at 0.2 to 100 acres, and we're going to look for the sell-through rates. So I'm going to just select Arkansas right now, just for now. Arkansas is a good state to pick, especially during the winter. It's a great state to get started in. And there's some stuff that's on the lower end of the scale too, which is great. Now, a couple different ways you can manipulate this. You could go ahead and put in like a specific sell-through rate over here, 0.15, 15%, 20%, whatever you want to do. Or you could just kind of look at the total market, right? So you could just sort this by this, and you could see what has the highest 1 month, what has the highest pending sell-through rate, and all that stuff. So pending sell-through rate is like what's going on right now. It's set to close in the next month. The 1 month is what's sold in the past month. So like last month from October 1st to October 31st, what's sold, right? So that would be your 1 month. And then 3 months is the 3 months prior, whatever. So me personally, what I look for in a market, I want to see at least 15% sell through in the 1 month, 50% in the 3 month, and 75% or greater in the 6 month. And then I really want to see sold in the last month, like 4 or 5 properties, and at least 20 sold in the last 6 months. Right. And then depending on your acreage range, you might have to go back and like adjust some of this stuff. So looking at this real quick, we have a couple good markets. I'm going to look at, so you have no pending in the Poinsett County. Crawford County, you have pretty good pending, a great 1 month, decent, a good 3 month, good 6 months. There's plenty of properties available. And then we got, Josh, I'm going to have you mute out, and then I'll call you back and forth, all right?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, cool. So right here we have our sold. We have tons of them sold in the 1 month, and then look how many in the 3 month and whatever. Now this is all the way down from 0.2, which is a small little infill lot, up to 100 acres. Josh, what are you looking for? Are you looking to do rural rec, rural infill, or just like infill lots?
I'm looking at rural rec, anything 5 acres and above, up to roughly 40 or 50 acres. Okay,
perfect. So let's do this. I'm going to take Crawford County. Let's go take a look at it. So step 1 is always look at the market on Land Insights. And then step 2 would be looking at the market itself. So let's go to Redfin. And I'm going to look at Crawford County. And that was AR. Crawford County, Arkansas. So we're going to go to filters. We're going to go to sold. I want to look at land. I'm going to just look at all the land that's sold in the last year first. And I just want to see, it's 168 properties. I want to see kind of like what's going on here, right? Before I start filtering out the bigger stuff. You can see pockets, like a lot of stuff, action is happening down here, which is right outside of a main town. Usually anything in the white. I'll see right here, Fort Regional Airport. So there's an airport down here. It's just pretty big, big city. So all around here, it's kind of selling a lot. So this is probably like some subdivisions down here. See right here, this would be a subdivision. You got a 230, 240s, and 28s. This is probably like small subdivision down here. Okay. So let's just look at the market as a whole. All right, now let's do this. So to check, I want to see what type of property it is. Now I'm going to check homogeneous. What homogeneous means is like everything is kind of selling relatively the same price from one side of the market to the other. So let's go here. We're going to go, I did 5 to 10 acres, and I'm just going to kind of look at this market as a whole. Let's see what's selling up here. So you got 95,000 and 57,000. This 95 is, I won't use this because I don't have pictures. This could have been like self, put up there, whatever. Like somebody could have just put up there. It's not a true comp. Anything that has pictures, I'm going to trust more. So you got a 57,000, same thing. Here you got a 70,000. So that's about 10,000 an acre. 70,000 for 7 acres, just about. It's about 9,000 an acre. Let's go over here. You got 90,000 for 6. So that's actually like 14,000 an acre. This is about 10,000 an acre. This is about 14, 12, 13,000 an acre. Let's check back up here. You got 5 acres. Okay, so it's a little light. So it's not too homogeneous in the 5 to 10s. Let's check the next level. Let's check the 10 to 20s. 10 to 20s, you got 95, you got some 75s, 10. It's still a little bit all over the place. All right, I'm not going to disqualify this county yet, but for ease, let's look at another county because there's still other good ones. Let's look at Bradley. You got 12%, 25%, 5. Now, Josh, what counties do you know in the area? It's a little light. Let's look at Pulaski County and Baxter County. Josh, what counties do you know in the area?
Pulaski County, so familiar with Little Rock.
Okay. Let's see what that is. Oh, that is Little Rock. Okay. All right. So Pulaski County, we're going to check this again. I usually try to stay away from like this, like an actual like big city when I'm pricing a rural rec. I want to be on the outskirts of a big city. Because you're going to see like your pricing is wild when you're near a big city. So it's like 125, 230, 1.2 million. It's crazy. So we're not going to do Pulaski.
I would even say Garland, which is where Hot Springs is, just west of Little Rock.
Okay. So I'm going to go by the numbers, like this stuff. Let's just see what the numbers are saying. So we're going to start from the top and work our way down. So let's look at Baxter County. You got good numbers all the way through. You got good sold 1 months, ton of them in the 6 months. So let's check out Baxter. Okay, so this is what I like to see. Not a lot of white, a lot of green. I zoom out. Where's the closest big city? It's about 2 hours from Little Rock. All right, so now we're in the 5 to 10 acre range right here. Let's just make sure. Last year, 5 to 10 acres. Great. All right, we're going to look at this. So you got a lot of pockets. You got a 50K. That's not good. 65. Okay, that's about 11,000 an acre. I'm going to go over here. Let's click around. What's up, Gage? All right. So we got about 11,000 here. So that's about the same as on the other side. Now, we're not looking for like perfect. It's not going to be like an absolute perfect dead winter market that you're going to get everything is exactly the same. But you're looking for close. So this is 77,000. It's about 10,000 an acre here. You got some higher stuff over here. Another tip is when you're looking at these maps on Redfin especially and stuff like that, see how it's lighter green and then it goes to darker green? Darker green's more mountainous. So when you look at something and you see a lot of lighter green, it's going to be way easier to price. Hey, what's up, Dan? It's going to be way easier to price. Bill, what's up, bro? Happy holidays, man. It's been a while. It's going to be way easier to price that stuff. So this is a decent market so far. It looks relatively homogeneous. Not too scared of this one. Let's just look at one more. Let's look at Benton County. Benton County has got a ton of sales. So this is probably a very busy market. This might not be the best to go into. Let's look at Benton. Wow, a lot of action in 1 year. And you can see prices are 3.4 million for a 5 acre. It's all over the place. So that's not a good county either. No, it's not an Eagles hat. It's just green. It says enjoy life. We got Johnny. So we look at everything. I'm going to price everything from the year out. Land doesn't change as much as houses. So, houses, I only do like 90 days, right? Land doesn't fluctuate as much. So I'll go 90 days. I'll go 6 months if I have enough data. If I don't have enough comps, I'm going to go 1 year. Let's go to Searcy, 47.3, 26. So this got pretty good numbers right here. Searcy. This is the lifeblood of your business right here. Honestly, if you don't pick a good market, you're kind of shot. So picking a good market is the most important thing. Taking the time, looking over this stuff, really figuring it out. Once you do this, and once you've done this a lot of times, it gets a lot easier. All right, so we saw Baxter County was right here. Very busy market. Here's this county right here, Searcy. Doesn't have a lot of comps for the 5 to 10 acres. Let's see the 10 to 20s. You'll start to see trends. Sometimes like some markets, like acreage that's bigger, especially in Wisconsin, you see a lot of that. Acreage is usually like trading, 20s to 40s are more common out there than 5 to 10s. See up here too, 20s and 40s are actually has 23 in the past year, more than your 5 to 10s. So we got 112. Oh, that's not really a good one. Let's see. 114, 34 acres. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. Let's check another one. Franklin County. Franklin looks okay. AR. Okay. Let's do 5 to 10s. Now, if you do want to do infill lots, obviously you go look at the smaller stuff. I don't do infill lots. I just feel like I'd rather have multiple exits. So when I'm doing properties, I want to look at stuff that's 5 acres plus. 5 acres plus, you're definitely going to get better, more multiple exits, right? You could build a house, you could rent it to, a hunter might buy it, or whatever the case may be. You have more options to do with the property. So if it doesn't perk, you have other things you can do with the property and still make money. So that's why I choose, the same as you, the rural rec. So let's look at Stone County. Another thing to look at too is days on market. Stone County, okay, you got some 5 to 10s going here, or 10 to 20s. Let's check your 5 to 10s. You just got to make sure you have enough comps in here to come up with a good market like analysis. If you don't have enough comps, you just move on. It's really hard to price something if you don't know what it's selling for.
Well, how would you define enough comps? Like where do you kind of draw the line?
I like to say, and it's hard to give you like a hard and fast number because you go by the feel. Like if I'm looking at this and I have like 5 comps immediately here and they're all like exactly the same price, well, I know this area trades exactly like that number, right? 5, let's say all these comps are 35 to 40,000. Well, it's so easy to price this market in this immediate area, but anything outside of that immediate area, I don't know what it's going to trade for. So it's like I might just pull this market specifically and mail that because I know I could price it really well, right? Or let's say you zoom in, it's like a subdivision, same thing. I would, price that. But like, see how I have no comps around here? None. To really do good in a market, you really want to get like in a year. I mean, 5 comps, you could pull some stuff, but like really like 10 or 20 is really like, that's when you get good pricing because you're going to have some outliers and all that stuff. So if you have like 20 comps in the 5 to 10 range, 20 comps in like the 10 to 20 range, that's good. That's kind of where you want to be. You'll be able to price it a lot easier. So I adjusted this real quick. I just want to see in the 6 month what stuff is trading for. Which counties are moving in 6 months. So Poinsettia's a little light. Madison. We got Greene. Greene County. Okay. Greene doesn't look too bad. Let's check out Greene. I think we're just going to end up going back to, I think it was Baxter. Greene County. All right. Filter sold 10 to 20. So I'm looking at this. I'm seeing stuff all over the place, right? So you got 25, then 68. Okay, so you got a 50. It's like 5,000 an acre. Then in town is going to be a little more. All right, 67, 172. Let's see what these. Yeah, should be fine. All right, so we're going to go with Baxter County. What do you think? You like that, Josh?
Yeah, that one looked good. Numbers look good.
Baxter, right? Yeah. All right, cool. So looking at this too, we could technically, see I have no comps here for any of this like mountainous data. So I might even just pull the county, but just omit all this stuff. All right, so we're going to go here. We're going to go 5. We're going to go 100 acres. And then I could go ahead and click out of this, go down.
So when you said you wouldn't pull the southern part of that market, would you in data tree or whatever list service, would you draw the polygon and pull records that fall inside of that polygon?
Yeah, exactly. So it just if there's like 1,000 parcels over here, and this is mountainous, it might be a pain in the butt to price. Maybe don't do it. Now, if you look at it and you're like, yeah, I'll mail the whole thing. Like I personally, my business, I'll just mail everything. I don't really care because maybe it's like 500 or 1,000 parcels over here. Okay, great. If I get one property and it makes sense and I just get a price reduction because of the, topography, cool. I'll just do that. But for some people, they're like, no, I'm not going to do that. I want to just keep it good, all that stuff. Keep it easy. All right, so I downloaded the sold data. I'm going to go here. This is Land Insights. This is where Land Vision, we pull our data from. So once you're like really pulling a lot of data, Land Vision's the best because it's like you pay for the year and you have everything. You can pull unlimited data. So thank you, Jerry, for hooking us up with this. This thing is amazing. So Baxter County AR. I'm going to search this. So here we are. This is the county as a whole. Right here. So I'm going to hit search area. Okay. Now, do you want me to include the mountainous area or just keep it?
No, I would say let's just do the top 60% of the county.
Okay. So exclude area.
And
so
for that is because I'm starting out, I'm mailing on a budget to start, so it doesn't make sense to
sure
mail to the south.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and do this, and then just hit. Boom. You should not include that area now right here. So see exclusion 1. So when it goes ahead, we're gonna go ahead and run this filter. Apply filter. I'll show you my filters next. So see, it's emitting everything down below. So what I do is I do vacant, residential, agricultural, vacant land, characteristics 4.75 to 101, ownership data, ownership, non-owner occupied. Now, some people will not pull anything. Some people will not pull anything that, oh, actually, I don't want to do this. So I don't ever do this. Last ownership details, remove that. Some people pull stuff that they won't pull anything that's, the owner's in market or anything like that. They only pull out of state, out of county, whatever. I've gotten a lot of properties that are in-state owners. And I've actually bought properties that are like right next door. Like the owner is literally across the street. So I still mail them because you're gonna get deals no matter what. So this is this. Now we could also, you could see all the properties right now. There's 3,000. Let's just check. I want to just see wetlands. What are we looking like with wetlands here? All right, let's check flood zones. Okay. So not a lot of parcels with flood zones. Now, if you had a lot of time and you have land vision, you could go through these. And what you could do is like kind of look at these and you take a look at the parcels and say, okay, does this one have road access? Doesn't look like it does. So, okay, I could remove that. We're not going to do that today just for the interest of time, but I'm going to say we're probably going to get this list down to probably about 800 to 1,000 people we're actually going to mail. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to add to list. So it's going to put all these parcels into a list. And here we go. Take this number out. We're going to hit this button and we are going to export to CSV. Cool. Okay, now I'm going to go back over here. Let's go to my drive. Let's go to marketing, mail prep, template V2. We're going to go ahead and make, this is my stuff. So this is my mail template count, mail template. I actually have to reacclimate myself with this because my VA does this stuff. She built me a new spreadsheet. So I actually have to figure out how it works. So let's get in here. Baxter County. So we're going to go here. Cool thing is when you guys do this stuff, write down every single step you do because it makes life so much easier. So we're going to go here. I have my drive. Let's go to my SOPs. Pricing updated. Here you go. Here's every single step. So I've already pulled my data. So I'm going to import my data now. So all data raw. So what we're going to do, this is my all data raw. Then we have priced, all this stuff. Go through that. Okay, so we're going to go in here. We're going to click this. I'm going to go file. I'm going to import. And I'm going to upload, browse, downloads, property search for CSV. So what this is going to do is going to import that file that I just downloaded. So we're going to replace current sheet, detect automatically, and do not convert text to numbers, dates, and formulas. So if you have leading zeros in a APN, it'll delete them. So don't do that. Don't convert the text to numbers. Just import it as is. Okay. Let this baby load. Okay. Here's our data already in. Now, what I do, and this is imperative, I mean, I do this all the time. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to add stuff I call backstops before I touch any data. So I just randomly click any old spot. Don't care. Just pick anything and do a bunch of these. And the reason why I do this is just in case we hit something wrong and we screw up something, I could automatically see like, oh man, something went wrong. Something happened to my data. Let me not mail this because it's all screwed up. So I click a bunch of spots. I'm going to draw red. Now let me show you an example of why I do that. So let's say I just delete this whole section, delete cells, shift up. Scrolling through here, oh, something's wrong. See how I see that right away. So it's a little thing I do that keeps me in check because if I'm up top, they look fine up here, but then I deleted something in the middle and all of a sudden it looks screwed up. So right here, I'm like, oh crap, something's wrong. So I always add that in and we're good to go again. See, good to go. So add these little backstops. These little things that could save you a couple $1,000 if you send mail and you're like, crap, I messed up. Cool. So that's that. Now, once we did that, we're going to go ahead and sort by A to Z. Actually, we're going to sort aggregated lot. So just getting started, I would not be mailing people who own more than, X amount of lots, right? It's not really worth your time. They're probably more savvy. I would maybe mail them in a different way. Totally up to you. You're still going to get all this data. So you could go ahead and mail them if you want. So what I do here is I select all this stuff. I'm going to select anybody that owns 3 or more properties and put them in a separate list. 4 or more, right? So here we go. This guy owns 4. Go up here. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go to more than 3 properties. I'm going to paste that in there. Okay. I'm going to delete these now because I don't need them. They're in the other sheet. If you guys have questions, drop them in the chat now. I'll answer them as I'm doing this stuff.
Can you explain what you mean by the aggregated lot? I missed that.
Basically, a owner owns multiple lots, whether they're all together or whatever, the same across the county. Now, more than likely, they're not going to sell to you if you're just mailing one, right? So it's better to just pull them out and then kind of mail them in a separate thing or mail them, whatever, especially if you're trying to save some money. Those are less likely to sell, right? So that's why I do that. I kind of pull them out and then it just makes it a little bit cheaper for you. Zone Z Day. I actually forgot to, so I didn't do one thing. And what I didn't do was change aggregated lot to a number, and see how I just missed out on all these lots. Basically, we would have mailed them. That's 302 people that you're going to take off. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to go back here. Now, that's not to say that you can't mail these people anytime you want. I would just suggest maybe doing that at a later date. That's all. Or suggest, doing it at a different time when you have a little bit more money. Like me, I only mail stuff that's 3 or less from an owner. And, somebody like Jerry gets his best deals from mailing like people who have like 25, 30 lots. That's like his bread and butter. Right. So, but everybody's at a different level. Jerry's been doing this for a lot longer than we have. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a number. So format, I'm going to change this to a number. And then I'm going to sort this by A to Z. All right. And we're going to select everything from this. And you want to do, Josh, you want to do up to 60 acres, you said? Or what size?
Let's do 50.
Okay.
That's what I've been doing.
Sure. So I'll grab everything in the 50s. Copy this. We're going to go to paste this. Okay. Now, I don't understand what she does here. Let me see. Import, check data, remove churches, remove properties. Okay. Remove the rows, acreage A to Z, remove duplicate mail. Okay. All right, so we're here now. Change acreage, column format to a number, A to Z, 4.7. Okay, great. So we're going to go back into this, and we're going to go here. We're going to make sure we freeze this. Data, view, freeze, 1 row. So that's frozen now. Now we're going to go here, and I'm going to go to data, data cleanup, remove duplicates. Data has a header row, select all, take that off, and I'm going to just select mail address, column E. I only want to select that because if you select owner name or APN or something like that, whatever, it's not going to really delete them all. I only want to mail one letter to one owner, and that's that. Okay. Great. So there we go. So we just remove that. Now, we are pretty good here. So let's check our SOPs. So this is good. Change acreage, copy data from 4.7 to 6. Okay, move duplicates by mail address, done. Now, download sold data from Redfin. Now we're going to go here. We already downloaded our sold data. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to go to sold data, file, import, upload, browse. Hey, Tanisha. And this is going to go replace current sheet. This one doesn't matter if you do that or not. So we'll drop that in. Okay. Now what we do here, let's go back to our SOPs. So go to Redfin, pull the data, good to go. Copy the needed data from sold data. Don't delete it, it's a sold data, which should be a permanent tab with the formula in it. So copy address to price column. So we're gonna go back here. So we go address to price. We're gonna copy. Copy that. And we're going to go to sold data and place that here. Place. And then we're going to go to back to sold data. Let's check our SOPs and see what the other ones we have to grab. And then we go lot size and URL columns. So we're going to go back here. We're going to do lot size and URL. Copy. Actually, we take these two off. Copy. And we're going to go ahead and paste. Great. Okay, cool. So this, now when you have this, so what you don't get, when you download your data from Redfin, it does not give you the lot size. It does not give you the acreage. You have to get that, solve for that number. So 87,000, 871,000, whatever, 200 divided by 54,000, what is it? Right here, 43,560. So the formula is already in my sheet, but that's what you're going to do. I'm just going to double click this. It's going to automatically fill it. Now we have this cool little spreadsheet right here that all my formulas are already done for me, which is sweet. I'm going to sort, make sure this is frozen. View, freeze, one row. Okay. Now I'm going to sort by, let me just make sure this is a data. Format, make sure this is a number. Good. So we're going to go ahead and sort this baby right here. Sort by A to Z. All right. So these two, we don't have the lot sizes. So I could go into here, take a look at them, and it'll tell you 83.63 acres. So I don't need this one because we're not going up that high. So I'm just going to delete it. And let's check this one. Sold on 8.2 acres. All right, let's check this out. Awesome. Well, I screwed up the formula, so let me go back. Insert column to the left. All right. Let me just sort this range. Sort. Okay, good. Now we're just going to go sort C to A. Okay, perfect. Didn't mess it up this time. Sort A to Z. Now you're going to make your own spreadsheets. It's going to look different than mine. And that's okay. It's going to be how you design it. you're going to get this whole thing basically because I'm going to send you this file, and you could use it if you want, or you could do, do whatever you feel fit. It's up to you. Okay, so here's everything sorted: 5 acres all the way down to 30, and so on and so forth. Now, for some reason, okay, this didn't sort. Hang on one second. Formula didn't go through down here, so I just got to carry it. So if there's like a gap or something like that, the formula won't carry through. It stops at the first gap. So there you go. Better now. All right, let's sort this again. A to Z. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so I'm just going to go. Let's see. So you can see now this thing is showing you the lows and the highs in each range. So we get a low right here. This is 0. So let me just delete this. Delete row. Crap, can't do that. So we're going to delete this one. All right. Now I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the highs and the lows. So anything that's like low, weird, whatever, I'm just going to get rid of it. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to price the whole market based off my data, based off like one set of data. So I'm going to delete all this. This one right here. Shift up. Okay. So anything that's like super high, I'm going to take a look at real quick. Why is this so high? Okay, so this is a nice piece of property. It's got great views, all that stuff. So that's why it's sold for a little bit more. It's right by the river, everything like that. So I'm not going to price the whole market based off of river views of one property, right? So I'm going to go ahead and delete this property. Let me check out this one too. Basically, you're going to go, like a lot of guys, what they say is like, just take the top and the bottom and delete it. Like the top 10%, the bottom 10%, and delete them. That's totally up to you. But see, this is also river frontage, all that stuff. So I'm going to guess pretty much everything here that's in that, $20,000 range is probably like a river lot. So we could delete it. Okay, so we're going to go here. Delete that. Delete that. Shift up. Okay. So we're looking for the outliers in this whole range. Basically anything that's looking a little sketchy, I'm going to delete. This is 20s. Let's shift up. All right, let me check this. So let's go back to this guy. So this thing is saying my min, my max is 7,000 to, or my average is 7,584. I must have deleted off the average. My average is 7,000. My min and my max is that. So I could probably say, I could probably delete some of the lower end ones. So like this 1,700, let's take a look at why it sold for what it sold for. Nothing, no real information at all. Okay. So right here is really important. You kind of go through this and go back and forth. Make sure you're checking out your parcels. You want to get like a good average. I know I see some like PPA, price per acres, that are way high, some that are way low, but you want to be the average of the market. I'm seeing too. See, these are like more than likely a duplicate right here. Because if you just look at it, it's exactly the same price. The likelihood that something sells for the exact same price, highly unlikely. So I'm going to delete those. Now, the more diligent you are about taking your time and doing this, the better your pricing is going to come out. Please shift up. All right. It's taking a little longer than normal today. Normally, I could do this in like 35 minutes. So I'll shift up. Okay. So that's that. Now, let's see what our range is. So we get about 7,000. You want to see a really nice cascade. So 7,000 average, 6,000 average, 4,500. This is a little high, so I'm gonna check this out. Let's go into the next range. So let's get rid of some highs. Automatically, I know this is going to be higher than the rest, so I'm going to delete this guy. Shift up. This is the 10 to 20 range. So see, anything that's like highlighted green, that's going to be a high one. So we're going to delete those right away because it's just out of the ordinary. Delete cell shift.
Dennis, did you set up a formula in your sheet to highlight ones that are certain far, like a certain amount away from the average or something like that?
Yeah, it just highlights the darker it goes, the higher against the average it is. And the lighter it goes, the lower against the average it is.
Perfect.
So once you get used to this sheet, it's not bad. This is my first time using this sheet, to be honest. My VA uses it all the time, or VAs use them all the time. I just haven't used it yet because I basically gave them the idea and they went ahead and just did it. See right here, I could see like all the highs and the lows here. And if I were to delete a property, like if I were to delete these two right here, you're going to see the high, a darker color show up here now at the 9.35. So I'm just looking for the real outliers and just getting rid of them. And you could be really critical. Delete cell shift up. You could be extremely critical with this stuff and like go through every single property and see why it's sold for this and why whatever. But at the end of the day, if it's just about like getting an average assumption, you're not going to be exact. These two are like super low outliers. Just get rid of them. Don't even want to look at them. Anything that's going to be a major deviation, just get rid of it. We're not going this high, so let's get rid of anything above 63. Delete select rows. Okay. Now this 35. Why did this sell for this? Let's just take a quick look. No data. Let's check the sale history. Yeah, so public record, that means it was never actually listed on the market. Somebody could just list it whatever. So I'm going to delete this one. I'll go here. This is an outlier, and so is this one. So we're just going to delete these two as well. Delete rows. Oops. Delete the row. And delete this row. Cool. All right, so let's see what we got on our chart now. So this is our average. This is our min. This is our max. So we have right now an average of 7,400, 7,300, then 4,000. And then that's nothing. I actually think I'm going to get this acreage range down a little bit. It just seems a little high based off of everything else in the market. So I'm going to get some of these higher properties deleted. So some of the 15s, the 14s.
So this is a step where if you rush through this, you could potentially misprice your entire market.
Yep.
Based on these averages, like the 16 there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if you rush through this part, like you could basically screw your whole market up and waste money. So, but you're going to see too, like we also have another check in this that we go back through and like see. So like, I'm just looking at this, like see these numbers are fairly close. Like, honestly, I'll probably end up spreading this up a little bit further to get closer to 6,000, but we're going to overlay these prices over the whole market and then go ahead and comp some deals as if it's a lead coming in. And if it looks good, then it's fine. So you'll see now, like, I think this is pretty close. I'm going to probably end up bumping this number up to like 5,000. So it's like 6,000, 6,300, 5,300, 4,300, and then maybe get the 30 to 39. Let's see what that's doing. Maybe get this down a little bit lower. See, I think the reason why the 30 to 39, I don't have a lot of comps. That's why it's not like I don't have a lot of data here. Like there's a couple, and there's a lot of duplicates. See right here, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. That's why the pricing is a little lower. If I had more comps, it'd be a little bit better. So, all right. So let's go back to our SOPs. Make sure we did all the stuff we did. So we did copy the addresses. Okay. Apply formula, acreage PPA, insert acreage A to Z, insert data permanent tab. E2F, okay. Good to go there. Get the averages, default 40.9. Okay, that's not enough. If there's not enough data, less than 5 rows, raise the IE range 5 to 30. Yeah, so let's say there's not enough data between like 30 to 39. We'll go 30 to 50 and go up a little bit. So adjust the averages, smoothly cascade. So that's exactly what we're talking about. Adjusting the average a little bit. Good reference, county. Okay. So we're good there. Now we're going to copy the data from 5 to 60 price tab and go to the permit. So copy APN, acreage, APN to acreage. So we're going to go back to this. APN to acreage right here. Ugh. Not a big deal. Just go to here, 5 to 60 priced. So we have APN to acreage. APN to acreage. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this.
If you delete that whole, I think you lost your values over there on the far right.
Yeah. Delete row. You bitch. Delete cell, shift up. There we go. All right, so legal 1 to, we're going to go back here. We're going to check out what she said. SOPs. So we go here. We go legal 1 to simplified. Legal 1 to simplified. Copy. And we're going to go back to this. Drop this. And then delete this. Very good. Okay, price per acre. Now, next thing you do, we're going to go SOPs. We're going to go APN, legal 1 simplified. So we're going to apply formula 12 rows per price PBA to offer price columns. Okay. So here is the formula. All right. So, okay. So I messed up something on there. It's not a big deal. I'm just going to go back. I'm not going to use the formulas that are in here already. So what I'm going to do here is my price per acre. See, I had moved I had moved my table over, and now it's trying to reference that table, but I had moved the table. So I'm screwing it up. So I'm going to just take this number, my average, copy this. I'm going to go back to my 5 to 60 price. I'm going to go price per acre, place it here. Price per acre, my market price equals this times this. My offer price, and you're going to be using Leah Capital. Okay, so you want to be at 50% then? 50% of market? Okay. So they're just dropped all their prices in here. You can see, we'll see some backstops as we go down, all that stuff, so we know we're in good spots. Now, once we get to this 10-acre range, I'm going to change my number. So let's go back to sold data. This, I said, I'm probably going to raise up to 5,300. So we're going to drop this into here. Oh, don't do that. When you do it, you can't place it into there. You have to place it up here. And I'm going to raise this up, and then we could always lower it. You'll see why in a minute. Let me just change this. Get rid of the fill. Make the ink to white, black. Get rid of the fill color. All right. So here's this number. I'm going to have to manually drag it. Not a big deal. So anything, I'm going to drag 53 all the way up to just 420. Cool. And then I'll go back to sold data. This is 4,070. I'm going to go 43,000, 4,300. This is going to be 20 to 30. Okay. We're going to drop this. This dropped a little bit to like 4,000, so I'm just going to do that. To get to the 30s. Okay, and then we're going to go back. Let's check. Sold data here, 3,600. That's pretty much it. So 3,600. We'll do, I usually do like an oddball number like 03 or something like that. All right. So here we are. Everything is priced now based off of, let's get rid of this conditional format. So here's everything priced. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to view, freeze, this one row. So I'm going to take a random APN and I'm going to just see, would this hold up if I mailed this out? Is that about the price? So go to ID land, sign in, get started. Oh, actually, I hit the wrong state. Hang on. Were you Arkansas, right? Baxter. So this is going to pull up the parcel. You could do this on data tree as well. It doesn't have to be on ID land, map right, whatever. So we're going to grab this. I'm going to grab anything that has an actual address. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that address right here. It's going to pull the property up. I'm going to click this. And I'm going to go to nearby homes for sale. Now, on this property right now, we're saying it's worth $33,000. So we're going to go back here. And I'm going to go to filters, sold, land, 1 year, lot size, 4 to 10 acres, C26 homes. I'm just going to check to see what's selling around here. Now I got a 52 for a 15 acre, 22, 17, 44, 29. So you got 29s for 10, 34. So when you're comparing this stuff, you want to compare it to like something you would be listing, right? So 4 acres for 35,000. You're not going to list like that. You know, that's not a good list. That's not a listing you would do. Let's look at this low end one. Land Park RV cabin walking through property occupied. Please call for appointment. Technically chilled. All right, so this kind of looks like a junky little property. It's not the greatest. This one has no pictures. Let's check a 44, 29. I'd say your best comp is this one right here. We're 5.2 acres. So this is probably similar to like what yours would be. So this is 35,000 for Ford. That's like what? 9,000 an acre, somewhere around that. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. So close to that, about 8,500 an acre. So if you do 8,500 times, this was a 5.6, 5.2, be about 46,000. Now we're saying it's worth about 33. So probably, I'd say it's probably pretty good because you don't want to go too high. You also don't want to go too low. You know, we're seeing stuff 35. We're seeing stuff. This is a 17, but it's kind of like a junky property. Here's a 22 for 6. So we're in between either the low comp and the high comp, and that's kind of where you want to be in this range. So that's pretty good pricing. So I'll go back to Baxter, and I'm going to highlight this green. Basically means I checked it. I'll go grab another one in that similar acreage range, like an 8 maybe or 7. Let's grab one of these. You got questions about this, Josh? Go ahead, you can talk.
No, this is great. Just fantastic to see. Even how you just shared that you just want to come between like the high comp and the low comp. You don't need to be perfect. I think that's one of my biggest takeaways with this is just seeing there is no black and white. There's no, cut and dry, hard and fast answer to all this.
Yeah, it's not like it has to be. If you're priced at 33,000, you better see a comp for 33,000. It's like it could be a little high, a little low, but come between a good property and bad property and a good listing. As long as your pricing is pretty close, you're good. Because here's the thing, it's a crapshoot, man. You don't know what people are going to call on. You could get somebody like I had somebody call me and tell me just today my pricing was crap, this and that, and then I had somebody else tell me the price was perfect. Same parcel, same size, same pricing, everything, literally a block away from each other. It's just how people are. You never know.
So then I'm looking at the comps and let's say, for example, I have a comp that looks good, but the property I have actually has a view. So I may price it a little bit higher than that comp and justify it because, hey, that property doesn't have a view, but this one does. And kind of use your discretion a little bit. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. You could stretch it a little bit more because you're like, this has a view, this has that, like certain little features. So 52,000, I'm saying for this. I'm going to go back here. I see 30 for a 10-acre lot, 25. We're in this general area. Look at this 125. That's just a perfectly square lot. You got a 60 What's this one? 54. 54 from 9. It's about 10K an acre. Okay. Yeah, it's like this is so that was the hardest thing. We haven't found like a really homogeneous market in Arkansas. This is relatively close, so your pricing could be a little high, a little low. But I'm looking at like I got a 130, two 130s, and then I got a 54. But that's not a good one. Not a good one there. See, anything that doesn't have pictures, I'm not really going to look at. And then you got a 54. So it's like 10K an acre. This is 125,000 divided by 9.8. That's like 12K an acre. It's great. That's probably some of the sold comps I deleted. This is a really high per acre. Yeah, so and you have this comp, and this comp right here. That's pretty much your comps. So we're saying it's close to 53,000 for like market price. And I kind of feel like we're falling. It might even be a little low. Maybe even a little low, but also like I'm seeing this 54. And I'm like, I think we're okay at the 54 range. So I think it's okay. Because we're right about this area, which is closer to these two properties than this property. So I'd say we're okay at that 54. So, and what I do too is I'll do like green or red. And you could honestly, like, I'm going to give you this. You could go through this and adjust stuff as you want. So if you're like, this is a little price a little too light or price a little too high, it's up to you. I usually do yellow if I'm like questionable about something. Like it looks decent, but I might want to go in there and adjust it a little bit. I put the yellow. So let's grab a 10. Now, if this is like a pretty big disparity, sometimes what I'll do is I'll drop like 6,300 to 6,000, then 58,000, 5,800, whatever, and kind of feather this price in as you go. But I'm going to just see as it stands with this 10 acre would really sell for. So I gave somebody a list probably like a month ago or a month and a half ago. Greene County. Yes, Greene County, Tennessee. So gave him the list. He ended up going out and mailing it. He got 2 deals out of it. One deal alone made him 40 grand off a list that I priced. And it was a small list too. It wasn't actually that big. Okay, so this is a river property. So this is going to actually sell for more. So, I mean, it's hard to say like, I'm going to go in here and adjust all these for that, but like, it's not really worth it. Let's see what we got.
So I guess my question would be, like, you see that 95K property right there. It's not a river property. How do you factor in for water frontage on something like that?
You could pull data specifically around this area. Like you would have to, it's time consuming. You basically pull all the data around this area and then go price that as a separate list.
Okay.
It's could be done. It's very time consuming. It just kind of depends on what you want to do. Like I said, I shotgun. Oh, we didn't actually pull like any data from down here. So I can't really comp this. Let's go pick a different one. Beautiful. So you see what I'm doing? Here's the property. I find one that has an actual address. And it just makes my life easier to now search for it instead of like looking at the map and trying to like pinpoint it. Awesome. So I'm going to go sold, land, 1 year, 10 to 20. Let's see homes. I'm going to start, you zoom out, so you kind of start seeing some stuff. All right, so you got 85 for 11. We're pricing this thing at 67 for this is a 12. Okay, let's go back. 335. I just would ignore the 335. 180, 60. What's a 60 for 10? Okay. So here you go. You got a 60 for 10. You got an 85 for 12. And we're pricing it close to about 67. So I think that's decent. You're not too high, it's not too low. Now the price difference, if you really look at it, when you go to mail it, you're mailing it at 33. So if you price this at 70, you're mailing it at 35. It's not like a big disparity. So I think this is good. We'll grab a 20-acre range. And then I'm going to give you this list. I'll share it with you. Just, can you drop your email in the private chat there? I'll send it to you. I want you to go back through these and like comp some more out. Imagine there are leads that came in, comp it out and just see what it looks like. If it looks like it needs adjustment, then do that.
Yeah, I'll go through and spot check it.
Sweet. All right, so we'll go back here, go here. Now, when are you planning on mailing this?
I'd love to mail as soon as possible. I just want to make sure I time it. I know we talked about that in the call the other day, kind of timing it appropriately with the holidays, so I might wait 2 weeks or so. So
yeah, it might be like December 15th, like might be a good time to like end it.
That's what I was figuring. It's middle of the month so that they land, right around.
They land like Jan 1, 2, something like that.
Yeah.
40. All right, so let's see. This 20-acre. We priced this 20-acre, 97K. This is 22.5. So let's see. We got 33, 58. All right, we got a 92. What's this 92? 25 acres, so right on point there. We got a 150 for 20, but that's got river views, so obviously that's going to go up a little bit more. We got a 195, no good comp. It's a 40 for 20. I wonder why this sold for that. Yeah. Sell history. They probably just sold it quick. No, actually, this took a long time to sell too. Must be something bad about the property for it to sell. Took a long time to sell. Got a 135. Okay, for 25. So I think we're pretty good at 90 something. 97. Yeah, I think that's pretty on point. Cool. So all in all, I think it's pretty good. I think it's I would just go through, double check some more and kind of go through it. But that's in a nutshell, like that's how I price a market. I'm going to go through, I'm going to do exactly that. You have, let's see, 1,600 points of data, depending on your KPIs. Like my KPIs right now on actually good deals that we're actually going to close on is about 4,000 letters to a deal. So Sumner's seeing a lot less. He's like more like 1,500. I think he's like 1,600 to a deal. I think Rylan and Mike or Rylan himself is probably like I think he said he was like 2,000 to a deal around there. So they're a lot lower. I'm a little higher because I'm going for higher ticket properties. I want to make more of a spread. You might be lower too because if you're going for a lower ticket price, it's a lot easier to get those properties. Now, stuff like this too, you might not get calls on. Like if you're 215K and you're offering 107, they might not call you, right? But stuff where you're up here, it's worth 30, you're offering 15, they'll probably call you on that. It's pretty close.
For these bigger properties, like looking at those that are 40 acres plus, would you adjust the offer price or the offer percentage of market value any higher at all? So where that's, for example, 55% or closer to 60% of market value for those bigger properties, or
it's kind of up to you, and that's your like decision in your business to do that. We were actually just talking about that, me and my partner, and we're considering doing something in a way like that, pricing it a little bit different. Um, anything over which one call? Sorry, I'm just trying to. I'm not good at multitasking, talking and doing things. So anything over like 30 acres, we might price it a different way, kind of thing. We've been back and forth on doing that, and we're gonna test it out. So here, I'm gonna send you this link in the private chat, so you got it. Let me know if you get that. Just click it, save it, make a cut. Just save that, so you have access to it.
Got it.
Cool. Any questions you got?
No questions at all. This was actually really eye-opening to see what it's like, how you actually comb through the pricing with a fine-tooth comb. That's something that, as I went through and looked at my first couple counties, I didn't get any mailers out yet. But as I did that, I noticed that I unintentionally rushed through those. Like I skipped some steps. I didn't take out the outliers. I see, there's, some outliers that were 20,000 plus an acre that we took out that drastically manipulated my pricing. So it'll give me opportunity to go back and really add in those extra few steps with the pricing that I've already done as well.
Yeah, and another thing too is always compare a property you would be listing to a property that's listed, right? Good property description, good pictures, all that stuff. Don't compare it to like a junk listing that some realtor just threw up for no reason. Like that's not what you're going to do. You're going to be marketing to a higher end property, right? You're going to be marketing a little bit better. So because of that, you want to look at comps that are like that. So that's important too. So make sure you're doing that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that picking your market is number one, the most important thing. And that's, finding good sold data, making sure you have enough comps, all that stuff. Also checking the days on market, making sure properties are moving in a relatively fast time. You don't want something that's moving in like 200 days or something like that. If like that's all the market, it's crazy. It's way too high. You want to be something like you want to see stuff that's closing in 30, 60, 45 days, stuff like that. That's a good market, right? So that's an awesome, like another tip to look at whenever you're doing stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think, one of the big things that, you helped me uncover the other day too, was even understanding where what season my markets that I have in mind are in. For example, I was looking at super northern Wisconsin, almost Canada in December and January. Yeah, right. I'm going to get stuck with those properties for probably 6 months until May when the snow melts up there. So that's pretty eye-opening as well. It required me to completely shift my thinking as to how I'm picking markets, looking at the southern half of the United States for something that's you're not going to be dealing with the winters to that extent.
Right, exactly. Yeah, especially that because you might pick up a property extremely cheap, but then you won't be able to sell it for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like also like knowing your business and stuff. If you have the capital to like sit on, you could buy a property for like 25% of the market and then sell it for 100% of market, but you might have to wait till June, July, right? So it's kind of like maybe that's a next year play. Do that next season. So look at the seasonality of the markets, and just kind of focus on that kind of stuff. So yeah.
No, this is great though. I really appreciate you walking through this with such detail and really helping me see, kind of like the hand-holding experience to see like what is somebody that's doing this regularly actually doing in their business rather than, following the steps and even like the course modules and trying to fumble my way through it. So this is great.
Yeah, it's always good. I'm a kinesthetic learner. Like I need to do it and see it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So reading and watching modules are always great, but until I'm actually doing it and using it, I don't learn. So I understand that. Like some people are just like me, and you just probably watched me do this, and it's like it helps, but until you actually go ahead and pull market and data and all that stuff, you don't know if it's like how you could do it. So
yeah, well, it helps that I've already done it once or twice already. So now seeing you do it, I'm seeing the differences in what I've previously done. So I had so many light bulb moments go off, and now later today when I sit down and actually do this again myself, it's going to be, really smooth it over.
Yeah. And if you want, shoot me a message. I'll grab another county for you. I'll pull the data and just send it to you so that this way, like saves you more money. I mean, that was the list I
Yeah.
pulled was like about $300 worth of stuff, so of data. So if you send me another list, I'll pull it, give it to you. Like if you have another county in mind.
That sounds great.
Cool.
For sure, though. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, man. This was incredible. Very, very helpful.
Awesome, dude. I'm glad to help you, man. Good luck. I'm glad you're in the program.
Appreciate
I
it.
hope you enjoy it.
Of course, man. I'm stoked about it. In the couple weeks I've been in already, it's been mind blowing compared to the previous program I was in. Was way overpriced. No support in the program. And here I'm like, holy shit, there's just so much give, and it's just it's a community that I want to be a part of. It's a community I want to like bring my friends into. So very cool.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. And like I love doing the sales inside the program and stuff like that. It's awesome. Like just seeing people. I love seeing like when people say like, you know, I did this what Dennis showed me and I got a discount of like 20 grand, or I did this and like I'm getting a double close. Like it's awesome to see that stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's like it's working.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted when I get a couple deals from this or a deal from this.
You'll definitely get at least. I think it's a good market. You'd probably be able to pull about like 10 leads out of this and probably close at least 1 to 2 of them, I'd say.
Fantastic.
So
I'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, definitely. Cool, man.
Cool, man.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You too, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming by.
Take care. Yeah, take care.
All right, guys, that was pretty cool. I stumbled through that new sheet because I haven't used that one before, but that's pretty much how we're going to pull markets, price them, and all that stuff. You guys got any ideas for next week, what you want me to do? I'll go over our business, where we're at with everything, and then we could price more markets. We could go into, I think last week we did some mailers, like prepping some templates. Could do some more of that stuff. We could go more in comping. We could go more in like our due diligence phases and what we do. So drop some comments below in the chat, in the comments below, and let me know what you guys want to see and what you want me to do, and I'll run through it. You can also DM me on Discord. If you're not part of the Discord already, go join it. It's down below. That's pretty much it. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks, y'all. I will see you soon. See you next week. Happy Thanksgiving.